So every single time I do pressure washing, I say to myself, put your waterproof trousers on, put your wellies on. And then I say, no, I'll be alright, I'll just be careful.
Well, hello guys, I hope we're all doing okay. Some of you are going to recognise this location, and that is because this is my garden. Now unfortunately this week I'm not going to be able to go out and actually help anyone with a garden clearance. This is because I'm actually off on holiday, which will be the first one in almost 4 years. So I've had to book a little getaway before I have my 4 children mutiny. So this video is going to be a little bit different than normal because I've got hundreds of jobs to do in this garden. Now I know a lot of people won't go on holiday unless their house is spotless for when they get back. I'm pretty much doing the same but with the garden. So as I say, this video is a little bit different than normal, and I know that not everybody likes gardening tips and actual gardening, but if you're one of the ones that do, then please sign up to my new monthly newsletter, which is going to be full of news, views, organic gardening tips, and lots of real fun facts about gardening, with a special emphasis on very relaxed, chilled and learn as you go style of gardening. And you can sign up to that with using the link in the description. But now I'm going to get cracking with sorting this garden out because I've still got to pack. If you see anything in my garden that you'd like to talk about, please drop me a comment and let's talk about it. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video, and we'll speak soon. And one last thing, we're going to be back next week as usual, helping people out with their overgrown gardens. Now after tidying up all these kids' toys, I'm then going to get the lawn cut. I don't know about you, but I've always thought one of the quickest ways to smarten up a garden is by cutting the lawn. But before I do that, I've had a really good idea to use this Belfast sink that's been lying around my garden for quite some time to create a herb garden that's actually close to the kitchen. Now I think this is a great idea because as close as it can get to the kitchen just increases the chances that it's actually going to get used. And anyone not using fresh herbs in their cooking, I think, is making a massive mistake because it is just like magic flavour bombs sprinkled all over your food. And not only that, they are amongst some of the easiest plants to grow, and some of the ones going in mine are amongst my favourites. So I'm going to be putting in some chives, some garlic chives, 2 types of oregano or oregano depending on where you're from, and I'm also going to sow some parsley seeds in here as well, so they should germinate nice and quick. Let's see if you can find out which herbs are which, although granted you're going to struggle with the chives because you can only really tell by smelling them, but wow, they really smell like garlic. And planting these couldn't be easier. I'm actually using spent compost or used compost. This is because herbs really don't need a lot of nutrition in the soil, and in fact they will sometimes grow a lot better in a low nutrient soil. So when I say I'm going to cut the lawn, what I actually mean is this is going to cut the lawn for me. Now, other than outsourcing my lawn mowing to a robot, I've really got to sort this strawberry pot out. Now, they look really sad, and this is mainly because I've not watered them for quite some time. But that is one of the easiest problems in gardening to fix. But what I'm going to do with these is clip off all of these runners. I probably should have done this a while ago. I mean, people do say that you get a lower crop of strawberries if you leave the runners on. Personally, I've always had abundant strawberries regardless, but I do think they look quite untidy. But with these, I managed to pot quite a few up first, and they're going to get transferred to the allotment later on. The main reason I do this is 1, I like strawberries, 2, I love free plants, and 3, it's really simple to do. Get one of the runners, pop it in a pot of soil, and within a few weeks it'll root, and then you'll have another plant. Because I still think you will get more strawberries from 2 plants than you will ever get from 1, but that's just me. Do any of you remember that I had a second Belfast sink that I'd planned to create a water feature out of? Well, as you can see, I actually did it. I put a few plants in. They do keep falling over, so I'm going to just weigh them down with a few rocks. But I'm so happy I created this water feature because within a few weeks it was teeming with life, and I think this is one of the best things you can do in a garden to increase that diversity of wildlife. But after I've sorted that, it's time to move on to this. Now, I don't know if any of you have actually got a gate that just decides it's going to slam itself all the time because you keep forgetting to shut it. Well, this is the solution that's been hanging around in my garage for almost 3 years. Because I never planned that far ahead, please keep an eye out and find out what mistake I'm about to make with this gate. And it wasn't using my drill as a hammer, which is, as we all know, a professionally recognised technique. I will tell you one thing, having a robot mow your lawn really does free you up to do other gardening tasks, even if it feels a little bit lazy, and I actually really like cutting lawns. Which moves me on swiftly to my runner beans. Can anybody remember me saying that I was going to use larger canes eventually for these runner beans? Well, I didn't do that, and now they've blown over. This little vegetable patch here might look a little bit untidy, but there is method to the madness. This is where the children grow their vegetables and they sow all of the seeds and look after these plants. I'm just going to give them a little hand. One of their better techniques that they like to do is to sow a perfect row of carrots and then give it one final heavy rake just to distribute those seeds all over the place.
Oh.
Cassie's tea, please. Yeah, thank you. He needs to have some as well. He's not
Oh. Do you know which ones are ready?
Yeah. Daddy, Bella, Weeby, look!
One fell. Oh, that's never gonna get ripe though now, is it?
No. We can leave it for the animals. And I put it down here and leave it for the birdies and the wormies. It works, the mixture.
Hey, check this out as well. I've actually got the right nozzles with me today. I wonder why. So every single time I do pressure washing, I say to myself, put your waterproof trousers on, put your wellies on. And then I say, no, I'll be alright, I'll just be careful. So, do you think painting 4 chairs and a table is 5 jobs? Or do you think it's 1 job? I'm gonna go 5. Seriously, if you look really close into my eyes, you can see my life force just draining away. God, I hate painting.
unfortunately, I've just run out of paint and I've only got one chair left to do. That is a nightmare. Well guys, that's almost it. I've just got to put everything back and then I'm gonna go and pack for my jollidays. I hope you enjoyed my weird little video. Thank you very much for watching, it's greatly appreciated, and I'll see you next week in a garden makeover, transformation, garden tidy, helping out someone in the community. Thanks again, and I hope you all have an amazing weekend.